Hello, everyone. My name is Wayne. It's had Charlotte Animal Anyways, this video is going to be a little bit cooked. We'll be covering the base summarized novel today in a most normal.
Because teens are edgy, angsty, and don't care about anything.
No.
And therefore Henry didn't program crying.
How do you program crying? Was that more a mechanical thing? Sane. Why do you have three closets? Oh god. This is not Child John.
Three closets.
Cause that's how many that one says. Oh my god, it's straight.
Do like an Elmo voice.
Child Charlie is now officially Elmo.
Elmo says that's how many closets there are.
Can you count the closet? And totally not at all side tangent heavy.
Keep one in mind, I just got back, my Roomba died.
Your Roomba?
Okay, my Roomba died. She got stuck on the rug again, and I had to go put her on the charger.
Damn. Among other things. So, shall we start? Alright, here we go.
The Silver Eye.
Yes. Alright. Chapter 1. He sees me. Charlie dropped her hands to the knees. She was wedged between a row of arcade cabinets, crammed between... Oh, I already screwed up reading this. Crap. Cramped in the crawl space between consoles and the wall. That was... My brain does not like that sentence. Tangled electrical cords and useless plugs strewn beneath her. She was cornered. The only way out was past the thing. And she wasn't fast enough to make it. She could see him stalking back and forth, catching flickers of movement between...
Through the gaps between the games.
Yes. Thank you. My god.
Yeah.
My brain does not like these sentences for some reason.
Yeah, no, it's good. I feel the same thing when I'm reading sometimes. That's why I gave the excuse.
Oh, wow.
That's different.
Yeah, I'll play this running in the background. Alright. Her foot caught... Wait. There was just enough room to move, but she tried to crawl backwards. Her foot caught on a cord. She stopped, contorting herself to carefully dislodge it. She heard a clash of metal on metal. The furthest console racked back against the wall. He hit it again, shattering display. Attacking the next, crashing them almost rhythmically. Tearing through machinery, coming closer. I have to get out. I have to. The panic that was of no help. There was no way out. Her arm ached. She wanted to sob out loud. Blood soaked through the tattered bandage. And it seemed as though she can feel it draining out of her. The console a few feet away crashed against the wall. Charlie flinched. He was getting closer. She could hear the grinding of gears, the clicking of servos. Ever louder. Ever louder. Eyes closed. She could still see a way he could still... Oh. She could still see the way he looked at her. Oh my god. See the matted fur, exposed metal beneath the synthetic flesh. Suddenly, the console in front of her was wrenched away. It toppled over, thrown down like a toy. The power cords beneath her hands and knees yanked away, and Charlie slipped, almost falling. She caught herself, looked up. Oh my god. She caught herself and looked up just in time to see a downward swing of a hook. ... Welcome to Hurricane, Utah. Charlie smiled.
Like Monty. Welcome to the Hurricane Halloween 1.
Oh boy. She smiled Riley at the sign. Charlie smiled Riley at the sign. He kept driving. The world didn't look any different from one side of the sign to the other, but she felt nervous anticipation. As she passed it, she didn't recognize anything. Then again, she hadn't really expected to. Not this far at the edge of town, where the highway was, where it was all highway and empty space. Oh my god.
Yeah, like open fields, basically.
Yes, I know that. My brain was trying to formulate words while I was reading it out loud.
Yeah.
She wondered what the others would look like. Who they were now. 10 years ago, they were best friends, and then it happened. Everything ended, at least for Charlie. She hadn't seen any of them since she was 7 years old. Give this a mind. 7 years old.
Alright. That means she is currently 17.
Yes. They had ridden all the time as kids, especially Marla, who wrote like how she talked, fast and incoherent, kind of like us. we spout random nonsense online and hope that people understands us. But as he got older,
Don't we all?
don't we all? But
That's just all FNAF fans.
it's true. But as they got older, they got grown apart. The letters grown fewer and further between. And conversations leading up to this trip had been perfunctory. That how you pronounce that? Perfunctory?
Perfunctory? I don't know what that means.
I don't know either.
An action or gesture carried out with a minimum of effort or reflection.
Okay, so basically they just did it with like minimal
No effort.
contact.
Yeah, you just roll with it.
Yep. And full awkward pauses. Charlie repeated their names through as though to reassure herself that she still remembered them. Marla, Jessica, Lamar, Carlton, John, and Michael. Michael was the reason they were on the blah, 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 blah. Michael was the reason for this trip, after all. It was 10 years since he died. 10 years since it happened. And now his parents put them all together for a dictation ceremony. They wanted all of his old friends there when they announced the scholarship they were creating in his name. Charlie knew it was a good thing to do, but the gathering still felt slightly macabre. She shivered and turned down the air conditioning, even though she knew it was not cold. Keep this in mind.
Keep one in mind, I just got back. My Roomba died.
Your
It
room.
was cold. Okay, my Roomba died. She got stuck on the rug again, and I had to go put her on the charger.
Damn.
Yeah.
She drove to the town center. Charlie began to recognize things. A few stores, the movie theater, which was now obvious summer's blockbusters hit. Keep this in mind, it's summer.
Blockbuster is real.
Blockbuster is real. Keep this in the back of your mind. Blockbuster exists in FNAF. She felt a brief moment of surprise. Then smiled to herself. What did you expect? The whole place would be unchanged. The moment to moment of your departure, frozen forever in July 1985. Keep this in mind.
July 1985.
Well, that was exactly what she expected. She looked at her watch. She has a watch, by the way. No one brings us up.
Fast watch?
No one brings us up in our designs.
A fast watch, perhaps?
A Fazwa.
I know people have made connections between Gregory and the Charlie bots. That's more evidence for that.
Still a few hours to kill before they all met up. She thought about going to the movie, but she knew where she really wanted to do, what she really wanted to do. Charlie made a left turn and headed out of town. 10 minutes later, she pulled to a stop, got out. A house that, not a house, the house. Hold on, I'm gonna. Hold on. Oh. Oh. No.
Clipsy.
You're right. There's like nothing showing a watch.
Yeah. Oh, oops. I think I might have formatted this weird.
Wait, don't mind
Does
that.
the-
Don't mind that. Don't mind that. Clips.
Does your game have a watch? on the
Yes. Yes. Yes, I do.
Fire.
Yeah, that's you. That's how you can tell the time, and like
Oh, nice.
whenever you like open the pause menu, Charlie looks at her watch at first, and then her puts her arm down.
That's cool. I like that.
Yes, I haven't shown it off yet because it is broken. The animation is not, but
Oh.
the time is.
Mm.
The house loomed up. Oh, the house loomed up before her. Its dark outline. Why is it spaced like this? Its dark outline wound in the bright blue sky. Charlie leaned back against the car, slightly dizzy. She took a moment to steady herself. With deep breaths, she had known it would be here. An illicit look through her aunt's bank books. A few years before, I told her that the mortgage was paid off and that Aunt Jenna was paying for property taxes. As it had only been 10 years. There was no reason it should have been changed at all. I climbed the steps slowly, taking at the peeling paint, taking in the peeling paint. There we go. The third stair still had the loose board, and the rose bushes. No one brings it up. There's rose bushes. I need to add this to my freaking game.
Pickle.
What?
I mean, Clipsy. Guess what?
Chicken butt.
How dare you? I was gonna say that. Hug.
The rose bushes had taken over one side of the porch, their thorns biting hungrily into the wood. The door was locked, but Charlie still had her key. She had never actually used it, as she had taken it from around her neck and slid it into the lock. She remembered her father putting this chain around her neck, in case you ever need it. Well, she needed it now. The door opened easily. Charlie looked around. She didn't remember much about the first couple of years here. She had only been 3 years old.
Isn't that when she died?
Yeah.
No, she was like 1, right?
No, she.
But she saved Daisy.
It's complicated. It's complicated. It's got her age got reckoned so many
Oh,
times.
no, never mind. It is 3.
Yeah.
Grapesmith is 80 to 83. Not bad. I thought it was 82
Pickle,
to 83. I don't know
Can you
what's wrong
read
with me.
this?
And all the
Fire.
memories had faded together in a blur of child's grief and loss. Of not understanding why her mother had to go away. Which, by the way, this is like one of the only few mentions of her mother throughout the whole entire series. Mind you. The novel trilogy. Her just...
Yeah.
I wish Scott, Kira Isley, please stop dissing.
Give us more moms.
I love hot.
It was better dads and more moms.
Yes, give us better parents in general. Clinging
Yeah.
to her father every moment, not trusting the world around her unless he was there, unless she was holding tightly to him, throwing herself in his furniture with the smell of grease and hot metal on him. The stairs stretched slightly upward, stretched straight up in front of her. But she did not move directly to them. Instead, she went into the living room, where all the furniture was still in place. She had not really noticed it as a child, but the house was a little too large for the furniture they had. Things were spread out too widely in order to fill out the space. Coffee table was too far from the couch to reach. The easy chair too far across the room to carry on a conversation. There was a dark stain in the wood floorboards near the center of the room. Charlie stepped around it quickly into the kitchen. Went into the kitchen. There were cupboards that only had a few pots of pans and dishes. Charlie never felt a lack of anything extra, but it seems now that there was unnecessary enormity of the house as a sort of apology. Or was a sort of apology. The attempt of a man who lost so much to give his daughter as what he could. He always had a way of overdoing whatever he did. The last time she was here, the house had been dark, and everything felt wrong. She was carried upstairs to a bedroom, even though she was only 7 years old and could have gone quicker on her own 2 feet. Bonchen had stopped in front of the porch, picked her up, carried her, shielding her face, as though she was a baby glaring from the sun. In her room, Bonchen set Charlie down and closed the bedroom door behind them. She told her to pack her suitcase. Charlie had cried because all her things could never fit in that small case. Interesting here. She cried, implying Charlie Boss can cry. Which is later retconned.
They can bleed too.
Yes, but throughout the whole entire rest of the series, the 2 novels, Charlie never cries. She always describes as wanting to cry, but she never does. So it could just be like the child Charlie bought was able to cry, but not the teen one.
Because teens are edgy, angsty, and don't care about anything.
No.
And therefore Henry didn't program crying.
How do you program crying? Was that more a mechanical thing?
Asked William.
Ask Willie.
Asked William.
Yeah. What are we
Oh
talking
no,
about?
man, I don't program stuff.
We could come back for the rest later. I don't know why I made her almost Scottish. On Jen said her impatience leaking through as Charlie hovered indecisively at her dresser, trying to decide which t-shirt to bring along. They'd never come back for the rest. Charlie mounted the stairs, heading to her old bedroom. The door was partly cracked, as she opened it with giddy feel of displacement. As though her younger self might be sitting there amongst her toys. Huh.
But that does happen.
Yes!
Like, straight up, yeah.
Yes! Yeah!
Because Ella.
Yes, exactly. Might look up and ask Charlie, who are you? That's actually interesting. This, as though her younger self might be sitting there amongst her toys, might look up to her and ask, who are you?
As if she doesn't recognize herself because she's multiple different people.
Yes. That's... Then again, we're plural. And this, like, who are you? It kind of resonates with us because we don't know who we are half of the time.
True, yeah.
Charlie went in. Like the rest of the house, her bedroom was untouched. The walls were pale pink, and the ceiling, which sloped dramatically on one side to follow the line of the roof. Keep this in mind, by the way. Because with this sloped dramatically to one side of the line of the roof, that would imply that she would be living in the attic.
Yeah.
Or at least close to the attic. Which comes back
And if you
into...
look at the... Sorry, you can continue.
Oh. I was going to say, later on in the story, Charlie points out that the suits of the Freddy gang were up in the rafters of the attic. So... Where
Doesn't
is...
that mean she falls up? Because aren't they beneath her room?
I don't know.
Or am I just failing
No, like...
geography right now?
Dramatically as one side followed the roof, which would imply, like, our house, like, our room right now, in our house. Yeah, our room is in the attic. And it slopes kind of, like, dramatically, like, Charlie's room. And so this would imply, unless there's an attic above the attic. Attic room above the attic. Which
They're
could
in the
be.
chimney.
They're in the fucking walls.
Because I'm looking at the graphic novel here. There's only one floor and then the attic. And the only thing that goes higher than the attic is the chimney.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and also Henry's room. Henry's room is along the stairwell that leads to Charlie's room.
True.
So I wouldn't use the graphic novels.
Yeah, they're not fully accurate.
Uh,
I mean, just look at Project Box and then look at Twisted Freddy in the graphic novels.
I mean, Project Box. It's interesting because Project Box, like, was going off of what the books were like, but not like, but like, that was Mediocre Mel's own personal take on the Twisted animatronics, which was
True, yeah.
And if anything, the Twisted animatronics would be like some sort of prototype toy animatronics. Because in the movies, the toys have spring locks,
Yeah.
which is very much Twisted animatronic coded.
Yeah, toys are like literally just the Twisted animatronics.
Yeah,
Just
just
straight up.
yeah. Maybe like the Twisted animatronics are like a bit dismantled a bit, but not by that
Yeah.
much. Anyways,
I mean, Toy Freddy gets hit by a mangle car, not consumes Charlie, but you know,
yes,
basically the same.
was painted to match. Her her old bed still stood against the wall beneath the I need to change this in my game. Her old bed
Oh
stood.
yeah, the window is over the bed.
Yes. Mattress was still intact, though the sheets were gone. The window was cracked, slightly open, and rotting lace curtains wavered in the gentle breeze from outside. There's a dark water stain in. There's a dark agony. Dark water stain in the paint beneath the window where the weather had gotten in over the years, betraying the house neglect. Charlie climbed onto the bed and forced the window shut. It obeyed with a screech. Charlie stepped back and turned her attention to the rest of the room, to her father's creations. The first night at the house, Charlie had been afraid to sleep alone. She had not remembered the night, but her father had told her about quite often enough about the story to take a hold into memory. She sat and wailed until sat up and wailed until her father came in and found her. He scooped her up and held her and promised her that he would never be alone again. Funny how that turns out. The next morning, he took her by the hand and led her to the garage where he set to work keeping that promise. The first of his inventions was a purple rabbit, now gray with age from the years of sitting in the sunlight. Her father had named him Theodore. He was the size of a 3-year-old.
Hmm. Size of a 3-year-old, you say?
Her size at the time, and he had plush fur, shining eyes, and a dapper red bow tie. He didn't do much, only waved his hand and tilted his head from side to side, and said to her father, "I love you, Charlie." But it was enough to give her a night watcher, something to keep her company when she could not sleep. Right now, Theodore sat in a white wicker chair from the far corner of the room. Which corner? Which corner? Which corner? I'm ingesting the info for our fan game.
Whichever one has free space.
Whichever one.
Pick a corner, any corner.
Charlie waved at him, but not activated. He did not wave back. As the toys got more complex. Some worked, some did not. Some seemed to have permanent glitches, while others simply did not appeal to Charlie's childish imagination. Funny. Because the fourth closet implies that she did not like Henry destroying the animatronics. Funny. She knew her father took those back to the workshop and recycled them for parts, though she did not like the... Oh. I'm a dumbass. She did not like to watch them dismantled. Sometimes I should just read. But the ones that... Yes. But the ones that were kept, those she loved, they're here now, looking at her expectantly, smiling. Charlie pushed the button at the side of her bed. Oh, it's at the side of the bed.
Not on the bedpost, like...
I always imagine it being like by either like the front of the bed or at the foot of the bed. And the button will be like on the top of it where, you know.
Yeah, the graphic novels show it on one of the posts at the foot of the bed. But we all know they're not accurate.
Yes. It gave way stiffly, but nothing happened. She pushed it again, holding it down longer, this time across the room. With a rare creak of metal on metal, the unicorn began to move. Okay. I almost screwed up this in the game. I thought that this was supposed to be Ella's. The button was Ella. No, the button is Stanley. Okay.
Oh.
But I second guessed myself mid-development, and thank God I did. The unicorn, Charlie named him Stanley for some reason that she can no longer remember, was made of metal and a painted glossy white. He trundled around the room on a circular track, bobbing his head stiffly up and down. The truck squealed as Stanley rounded the corner and came to stop beside the bed. Charlie knelt beside him on the floor and patted his flank. The glossy plate was stripped and peeling. His face was given over to rust. His eyes were lively and gazing out of decay. Oh, David.
Trundled means with reference to a wheeled vehicle to move slowly and heavily, typically in a noisy or uneven way.
Okay.
So like jagged driving, slow jagged driving.
Basically, what people driving in our towns look like. You need a new coat
There's a
paint,
reason I
Stanley.
don't drive. I
Try.
can drive. I have a license. I don't do it though.
You need a new coat of paint, Stanley. Joy said. The unicorn stared ahead, unresponsive. At the foot of the bed, there was a wheel. Okay, so that was correct. So at the foot of the bed. Made of stitched together metal. That is something that I need to change. It always reminded her of something that might be found on a submarine. Charlie turned it. It stuck for a moment, then gave way, rotating as it always did. Across the room, the smallest closet door swung open, and out sailed Ella on her track, a child-sized doll bearing teacup and saucer in her tiny hands like an offering. Ella's plaid dress was still crisp. Her patent leather shoes still shone. Perhaps the closet had protected her from the damage of the damp. Charlie had an identical outfit when she and Ella were the same height.
It's almost as if they were the same character.
Hi, Ella, she said softly. The wheel unwound. Ella retreated back to the closet again. Closet closing behind her. So it's like a spring then. The wheel unwound, meaning that she twisted the wheel. The wheel brought Ella out, then waited until it unwound, and as it unwound, Ella goes back in. Like, what kind of toy is that?
It's like, you know the octopus in Secret of the Mimic? In the concept art for that octopus, they had like a ship wheel. And that's what you would turn to move it back. Like during the welcome show segment. That's what you would turn to move the octopus back in concept art. It's probably something similar to that.
Oh, maybe.
They could also just be calling like a wind-up key a wheel for some reason.
That is true. I hope not. Because my vision was like a spindle wheel where like you have one end that kind of sticks outward from the wheel that you grip onto, and then the wheel you like the spin. Yeah, that's what I was envisioning. But if it's a wind-up key, then I don't know.
Yeah, my first thought was like a ship helm kind of wheel. Or like a steering wheel, almost. How you'll like turn it and it'll slowly begin to turn itself back to normal.
Probably. Charlie followed her. The closets had been built to align with the slant of the ceiling. And there were 3 of them. Ella lived in the shortest one, which was about 3.5 feet tall. Next was the one was 1 foot, a foot or so taller. A third closet. And a third closet to the bedroom door, closest to the bedroom door. I fricked up. Pain.
This is what we read. We learn what we need to do to fix it.
I fricked up my fan game because I put the tallest one the furthest away from the door. Biggie Smalls. Was the same hat as the rest of the room. He smiled, remembering, why do you have 3 closets?
Yo.
What's up, Ash?
Hey, you're wearing our thing.
What, the cathedral tag?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm always wearing the thing.
good.
Yeah.
Also, it's that one cool
Really
person
good
makes all the pixel stuff. Pixel art shit. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's all really good. I love seeing windy stuff in the servers.
Yeah.
Thank ya.
Oh. Oh, well, I've seen stuff that you probably haven't seen because you're not in the funny one. You're not in the funny one.
What?
I'm not a fun one.
I mean, I'm talking about stuff I've seen in the Omnac server. The fun one.
Oh,
The fun one.
the fun one. The fun one that
Fun
no one
one.
talks.
Fun
The one that
one.
no one talks in.
Yeah, real.
So-called
bad.
fun one, but no one talks in it.
Okay, I was about to message this in the server, but I saw you're in VC, and I'd figured I'd be even more annoying and just ask you directly. Do you do commissions?
I do.
Pricing. How, like, what is your average pricing?
I can. Hold on.
Mainly asking because at some point this year I'm gonna be starting a massive like video essay. Show it. I have a bookshelf of books because they got books, and I'm going to read all of them. I'm going to reread every single one, and I'm making that in a massive video essay. And I want some backgrounds for that. And all the artists I know, I love them to death, but I can't afford broke right now. And I saw your art, and it kind of struck me as something I might want to use for that, like art style wise.
You're
So
telling me
Do you want me to
you put
send a?
books on your bookshelf?
You put books on your bookshelf.
You put books on your
Yeah.
bookshelf.
yeah, I have like hold on, I have like wait a second.
My books just go on a table that's like right next to my desk.
Ash, do you want me to DM you the Ko-fi link?
Oh, I found on your link tree.
Okay.
Like, give me 5 seconds.
As you tell, scripting. This is the video that we're currently making.
Oh boy.
We already did some of the we already did some of the scripting and also some of the reading. That's why we have like these cuts in here.
I'm gonna steal your format for using brackets and bold text for that. I'm stealing that.
We're not even using like a Google Sheets. We're just using a LibreOffice like freaking document.
Yeah. I usually just do a Google Doc for mine.
Google Doc, eh.
It gets the job done.
I mean, yeah.
And it's easier to print. I like print out my scripts because I record in VR. I'm a rip-off Stormister, I know.
I love this. I love this interaction right here. Like in the silver eyes. Why do you have 3 closets? John asked, had demanded for the first time he had come over. She looked at.
This year, going into next year, I have 80 books to rank.
Oh God.
Oh, wow. That's a lot of books.
Yeah. I want to do backgrounds for them, but I've been kind of just pissing about not starting it because like I have no direction on what I want to do for backgrounds because my one of my artist friends is like she's great, she makes good art, but like
Pricey.
I'm broke. Very. I am no artist, so I cannot price people stuff. But I'm kind of, from what I've seen, it's like I think they're overdoing it at some points. They make really good stuff, so I'm not like bitching about it. Which, anyways, I came to say hi because I found it funny that you're wearing our tag and that you're in here. So sorry for like the mini jump scare. Goodbye. Don't die. Dying is bad. Have a good day.
No.
Have a fast-horrific day.
Pain. Anyways, this interaction right here.
Why do you have 3 closets?
John
'Cause
demand.
That's how many there are.
Because
So
that's
what
how
do you
many-
want?
This is interesting though. This one's interesting. Why do you have 3 closets? Okay, but this means that Ella Ella existed. Which Charlie bot is this? Oh god. Which Charlie bot is this? If Ella is already gone, which Charlie bot is this? Wasn't there supposed to be only 4 Charlie
It could be
bots?
the middle one.
The teen one?
No, the teen one is the biggest closet in her room.
Yeah. But which one is this one?
The kid one. The second closet.
Yes, but the second closet, technically speaking, got retconned. Because Elizabeth Afton shenanigans. No, so is it supposed to go Ella, teen Charlie, adult Charlie?
Well, it said earlier that the biggest closet was like the same size as current Charlie, which is teen Charlie. So
No, it's no, like the one that the closet, the third closet to the bedroom door, same height as the rest of the room. That's just all.
oh,
Meaning it's the same height as tall. It's tall. Presumably tall. Anyways. Why do you have 3 closets? Oh god. This is not a child, John.
new closets.
Is that something? That one's else. Oh my god, it's right.
Do like an Elmo voice.
Charlie is now officially Elmo.
Elmo says that's how many closets there are.
Can you count the closet? Charlie shook her head and opened the door to the middle closet, or tried to. The door stopped with a jolt. It was locked. She rattled it a few times, but gave up, without much conviction. Which is interesting. The knob stopped with a jolt. It was locked. Now, why would you need a locked closet?
Because you're keeping the body of a young Charlie.
Why are you
And
locked?
you don't want current Charlie just seeing herself and she's like, wait a second, that's me.
Wait a second. She rattled it a few times. Okay.
She looks kind of familiar.
She stayed crouched low to the floor and glanced up to the tallest closet. Her big girl closet.
That she would grow into someday. So that's the 4th closet, I guess. Adult Charlie closet.
You won't need that till you're bigger, her father would say. But the day never came. So this is adult Charlie. Meaning the middle closet is teen Charlie.
So what is there, like 2 teen Charlies?
Well,
One is the main one locked.
My guess is because I don't know. Because this phrasing makes it feel like. Oh, so I need to put my phone over here. This phrasing of you won't need that till you're bigger, but that day never came. It would imply that she's not the tallest Charlie. She's not the Charlie that this is meant for. This is adult Charlie.
Yeah, that closet is adult Charlie. Because that day never came. She hasn't grown up to be in the big girl closet yet.
Get out of the closet, Charlie! Be lesbian!
And, you know, Henry kind of like died, so he can't really make her an adult.
True. The door hung open slightly, but Charlie didn't disturb it. It had been open for her. It only gave way to time. Which is interesting. Interesting word of phrasing, if I can select it.
Mm-hmm.
It hadn't opened for her. It only had given way to time. As she moved to the stand, she noticed something shining half hidden underneath the rim of the locked middle door. She leaned forward and picked it up. It looked like a broken off piece of a circuit board.
Like an illusion disc.
My
Since
my first instinct is saying this is if the middle closet is Teen Charlie, right?
Mm-hmm.
My guess is that this broken off ship could be what causing Teen Charlie to be more independent. Because she knows that it is broken off. Because if it was broken off of Teen Charlie, then something is broken off of her.
Yeah, that's true.
Wait, that's true.
Wait, that's true.
She smiled slightly. Nuts, bolts, scraps, and parts had all turned up all over the place. Once upon a time. Her father always had stray parts in his pockets. You carry around something that he was working on, set it down, forget where it was, or worse, put something aside for safekeeping, never to be seen again.
Oh man.
Whatever that means. This is never elaborated, by the way. This is like keeping for safekeeping.
Charlie. He never finished Adult Charlie.
Yeah, but Charlie, this Charlie doesn't know about adult Charlie.
Yeah.
Never be seen again. And there was also a strand of her hair clinging to it. This is adult. This is not. This is just confirmation. This is Teen Charlie's circuit board.
Yeah, that's just straight up confirming that.
Yeah. So does that mean? Or could
Wendy, 0 points Clipsy.
wait? What?
I said 1 point Wendy, 0 points Clipsy. That's what I mean.
She unwound it carefully with a tiny lip of metal that was stuck on. Finally, as though she'd been putting off, Charlie crossed the room and picked up Theodore. His back had not been faded from the sun. It was still the same rich dark purple as she remembered. She pressed the button that was on the base of his neck. He remained lifeless. His fur was threadbare. One ear was loosely... Threadbare?
From a bite at Freddy's?
Oh no. One
Also
ear...
know that they call it purple.
Yeah.
Bonnie's purple.
One ear hanging loose by a single rod thread. And through the hole, she could see the green plastic of his circuit board. Charlie held her breath, listening fearfully for something. The Zero was said with very audible, halting noises. Charlie sat him down. Her face was hot and her chest pinched tight. She had not expected to hear her father's voice again. I love you too.
Aww.
Charlie looked around the room. When she was a child, it had been her own magical world. She was possessive of it. Only few of her chosen friends were ever allowed inside. She went to the bed and sat silently, moving on its tracks again. She left, closing the door behind her before the little unicorn came to a halt. She ran out the back door.
There's a back door?
Yes, she went at the back door to the driveway. What? So it's the front door, not... Where's the driveway located?
It's...
Because she came...
Again, in the graphic novels, take it with a grain of salt, it's like on the side of the house. But you go out the back door to go to a driveway, which would be in the front on a normal house. So
Uh,
I'm confused.
I am confused as well.
Is
And
there
stop.
like two staircases that are like L-shaped in her house? And it's like, she goes up one staircase to, get in through the main door, and then she goes down the other staircase
I don't
and it's
know.
out the back door.
I don't know.
I don't get it. It's weird. Yo, it's good, Raven.
What's good?
We're reading the Silver Eyes.
Yes. We've already came to a conclusion that a broken circuit board broke off of Teen Charlie. Whatever that means.
You lost me at reading.
Oh,
Mood.
yeah, forget that FNAF fans don't do that.
Damn, just like,
I did
Okay,
that
I
for
read Escape
5
the
months
Pizzaplex.
to
It was
make
the
my
worst
theory.
experience of my life.
I mean, hey,
Escape the-
at least you can actually follow a narrative with the Silver Eyes-ish. Unlike this,
There's a narrative with Escape the Pizzaplex.
it's multiple choice. Choose your own adventure.
There's a narrative in Choose Your Own Adventures.
I mean,
Yeah.
all the games have a narrative, and most of them have multiple endings.
Yeah,
That's also true.
but the Silver Eyes does not. It's a
Well,
linear.
I mean,
We're not talking about the graphic novels. The graphic novels are their own can of worms that are just artistry.
I mean,
I will punt you.
I mean.
But no, like, this is genuinely confusing. She went out the back door to the driveway.
You do know that driveways can extend from the front yard to the backyard, right?
But, like, first off, there's a back door in her room.
No, this is like out.
Or, not in the room, my bad.
No. This is like on the base
back
floor of
door
the
is
house. But like, she went out the back door, her back door,
Uh-huh.
to the driveway and stopped in front of the garage that had been her father's workshop.
So
Uh-huh.
she went, like, around the house.
So like, is the driveway extending past the house, or is it like?
Mine extends past my house.
I meant the back door, because this makes it feel like, because Charlie parked in the front of the house.
Uh-huh.
She entered through the front. And presumably the garage would be out the front of the house. Because why would she stop at the front of the house?
Uh-huh.
So my brain is,
Go through the front door to get in.
yeah, she goes through the front door to go in. And now she's exiting through the back door, wherever that's located. In our fan game, we put it in, we put the back door in the kitchen, so that's just resonates with us. But the driveway, it stopped in front of the garage. To the driveway.
Yes.
Back door to the driveway. So
Yes.
if and stopped in front of the garage. That would imply she walked past the driveway to reach the garage.
Or just
Right?
walk down the driveway to get into the garage because it's a longer driveway. I mean, you get like if you have your own driveway that's not like shared with anyone, you can park it in any point of it.
That's fair.
Like my neighbors have that exact like situation where they have their own driveway and it starts in the front of their house. It goes into like the backyard of their house.
That's-
Mine's like that, but I share it with someone.
Ah.
Is that
So,
it is?
Half buried in the gravel a few feet away was a piece of metal. Charlie went to pick it up. It was jointed in the middle. She held it in her hand, smiling a little as she bent it back and forth. An elbow joint, she thought. I wonder who that belong to.
it's my long lost elbow. Sorry guys, I dropped it there.
I genuinely wonder if
yeah.
this is supposed to be a hint at either Circus Baby / Adult Charlie, like early on, like that she got yoinked by somebody, like haphazardly. Because why else would there be an elbow joint just out in the open?
What if it was the one and only vengeful spirit, Golden Freddy?
You mean Michael?
Nice hoodie.
Nah, Michael ain't the vengeful spirit.
You mean Elizabeth?
Elizabeth isn't the vengeful spirit. She's literally one of the enemies in UCN.
I'm talking about the Silver Eyes
You mean
universe.
Hudson. Hudson, the one true vengeful
Hudson
spirit.
doesn't exist.
No. Raven, don't ruin this for me.
Hudson doesn't exist.
She
Raven,
stood.
I know you're right. But don't ruin it for me.
You know what? When you make a video, I'm gonna specifically make a video titled Clipsy is wrong. And it's just gonna be
No.
5 minutes of just me saying on repeat you're wrong.
Oh my god.
I'm making a video soon. No, I just finished the script for it.
Raven,
Yo, what's up?
how you been, bro?
Antisocial.
She stood in the exact same spot many times before. She closed her eyes and the memory overwhelmed her. PTSD. She has PTSD.
You know what, Neon? I got you. Hold on.
What were you feeling antisocial?
Oh dang. They both died.
Oh no.
Oh well, I guess I'm not wrong. And I guess T-Dreads is the wrong one. Because my whole video is just saying T-Dreads is wrong.
Yes. She was a little girl again, sitting on the floor of her father's workshop, playing with scraps of wood and metal as though they were toy blocks. Trying to build a tower of uneven pieces. The shop was hot. She was sweaty. Damn,
Okay, so she can sweat too.
Yeah. Damn. I
How
guess.
advanced are Henry's robots?
I don't know.
Like, these things can sweat, bleed,
Cry.
occasionally cry. You know, like, just cure cancer already, man.
Just turn everyone into
Stop
robots, for
building
fuck's
robots.
sake.
Yeah. Create utopia.
True.
Invoke the Stepford wives into FNAF.
Oh god. Grimes sticking her legs as Grimes sticking to her legs as she sat in her shorts and sneakers. And she thinks that she has shorts and sneakers. She could almost smell the
I'm sorry.
She could almost smell the sharp metallic odor of soldering iron. Her father was nearby, never out of sight, working on Stanley the unicorn. Stanley's face was unfinished. One side was white, shining and friendly. The other side was gleaming brown eye, with a gleaming brown eye. Seemed almost to see. The other half of the toy's face was exposed circuit boards and metal parts. Charlie's father looked at her smile. Looked. Blah, blah, blah. Charlie's
father looked at her and
smiled, and Charlie looked back.
And
Beloved.
she smiled back.
Charlie, beloved. And in a darkened corner of her father,
Behind her father.
behind her father. Yes, my brain was dying. Barely visible. English. Barely visible. Hung jumbo metal limbs. A twisted skeleton of burning silver eyes.
Silver eyes.
Wait, barely visible. Hung a jumble of metal limbs. A twisted skeleton. Jumble of metal limbs. When this is supposed to be Foxy, ain't it? Originally, I think the Silver Eyes is supposed to be about Foxy. A twisted skeleton with burning silver eyes. Every once in a while, it gave an uncanny twitch. Yeah, Foxy.
I was thinking Suicide Bot when
Oh.
That was my thought process. But
Ooh. Ooh. I never thought about that. Food for thought!
Veteran trophies.
Everyone, okay. Charlie tried to never look at it, but her father worked as she played her with her makeshift toys. Her eyes was drawn back to it again and again. The limbs contorted, seemingly mocking the thing as a ghastly gesture. Being a ghastly gesture.
Oh, okay. So it's Julius's exoskeleton from Fazbear
Oh God!
Why did I crash?
You crashed?
My game crashed when I stepped into the atrium.
Oh no! Steel wool!
Good thing I saved like 1 minute ago.
And yet there was something that's such as an enormous pain. Daddy! Charlie said. Her father.
Won't you let me go play with that? Didn't you make her just for me?
No, it's just like, Daddy, why is it in pain? Charlie said her father did not look up from his work. Daddy, she said again, more urgently. This time he turned to her slowly, as though he was not fully present in the world.
What do you need, sweetie?
Henry's just a crack addict. Henry the crack addict. She pointed at the metal skeleton. Does it hurt? She wanted to ask, but asked the question. But when she looked at her father, she could not. She found that she could not. Sugar had nothing.
You know what would hurt?
Spring locks.
Oh, that too. I was thinking a giant metal knife on its hand, but
I was.
spring locks would hurt too.
Fair enough. Core battery. Nothing.
It's the stitch right, guys.
He nodded at her
Henry
with an
Andrews
absent
Wilson
smile and
ever.
went back to his work. Behind him, the creature gave another awful twitch. It's also burned. Charlie shivered and drew herself back to the present. Charlie glanced behind her, feeling exposed. She looked down, and her gaze fixed on something. 3 widely spaced grooves on the ground. She knelt thoughtfully and ran her fingers over them. The gravel was scattered away. The marks weren't heavy into the dirt. The camera, a tripod. A camera tripod of some sort. I still don't like this. I don't like the implication that Charlie, for most of her childhood, was a tripod.
Oh, yeah, that it was just like photographs of her memories, but just get implanted in her.
Yeah. I don't like it.
Henry's like, okay, so I've made this hyper-realistic robot that can bleed, it can sweat, it can cry.
It can emote.
Let me just take a couple photos real quick.
It was.
Click, click, click. Okay, there's all your memories. Here you go, my daughter.
Although this is interesting. It was the first unfamiliar thing she'd seen. The door to the workshop was cracked open slightly, inviting, but she felt no desire to go inside. Quickly, she headed back to her car, but she stopped as soon as she settled into the driver's seat. Her keys were gone.
Oh man.
Probably had fallen out of her pocket somewhere inside the house. She retraced her steps, merely glancing at the living room and kitchen before heading up to her bedroom. No bathroom, by the way.
So she can bleed, sweat, cry, but she can't pee.
Obviously. That's too sophisticated, apparently.
Narrow Raven just scheduled a live stream.
Oh boy. The keys were on the wicker chair beside Theodore the rabbit. She picked up the keys, jingling them for a moment, not quite really sure.
English.
English.
My favorite language.
She picked them up and jangled them for a moment, not quite ready to leave the room behind. She sat down on the bed. Stanley the unicorn had stopped beside the bed as he always did. And as she sat, she patted him absently on the head. It had grown dark while she was outside, and the room was now cast in shadows. Somehow, without the bright sunlight, the toy's flaws and deterioration were thrown. Deterioration were thrown into sharp relief. Theodore's eyes no longer shone, and his thin fur hanging ear made him look like a sickly vagabond. Vagabond? Homestuck reference?
I was thinking a song for my church, but
Wandering Vagabond is now canon to... Wait. When she looked down at Stanley, the rust around his eyes made him look like hollow sockets, and his bare teeth, which you thought was a smile, became awful draining of a skull. Awful knowing scream of a skull. Charlie stood up, careful not to touch him, and hurried out towards the door, but her foot caught the wheel beside the bed. She tripped on the tracks and fell sprawling on the floor. There was a whir of spinning metal as she raised her head. A small pair of feet appeared underneath her nose. It clad in shining patent leather. She looked up. There above her was Ella, staring down at her, silent and uninvited. Her glossy eyes almost appearing to see.
Almost as if
She is
you
alive.
can't see.
Yes. The teacup and saucer were held out before her with a military stiffness. Charlie got up cautiously, taking care not to disturb the doll, and she left the room, stepping carefully to avoid accidentally activating any more toys. That's all implies she had more toys than just Stanley and
You know,
Theodore.
Yeah, it would make sense if she did, but that was my favorite scene in the second book when 3-year-old Charlie got enlisted in the military. Favorite scene. 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. She's like,
Absolute fun one.
yes. As Charlie retreated to the closet, almost matching her pace. Charlie hurried downstairs, seized by an urgency to get away. In the car, she
Bad
fumbled the...
chicken.
You will learn this about Silver Eyes, Charlie. She is a PTSD-driven, awkward mess of a girl. She fumbled the keys 3 times before sliding it into place. Somehow she managed to do that. Don't know how. She backed too fast down the driveway, running recklessly over the grass in the front yard, and sped away. After about a mile, Charlie pulled over onto the shoulder and turned the car off, staring straight ahead at the windshield. Her eyes focused on nothing. She forced herself to breathe slowly. Yeah, I remind you that she has PTSD. She reached up to adjust the rearview mirror so she could see herself. She always expected to see pain, anger, sorrow written on her face, but they never were. Her cheeks were pink, and her round face looked almost cheerful. She, like always. Her first weeks living with Aunt Jen heard the same things over and over when Aunt Jen introduced her. What a pretty child. What a happy-looking child she is. Charlie always looked like she was about to smile, her brown eyes wide and sparkling. Her thin mouth ready to curve upward even when she wanted to sob. the incongruity was a mild betrayal. I know how that feels. She ran her fingers through her light brown hair. She has light brown hair, by the way. She has light brown hair. Stop drawing her with brown or black hair.
But in the games.
In the games, we see them in grayscale.
In the monochromatic.
And the movies.
Charlie's right in the game.
And the movies. The movies has her with black hair.
Yeah.
Long are the days of light brown Charlie hair. As though it automatically fixed her friskiness. Slight friskiness. By the way, in the Twisted ones, I will say this: the Twisted ones, Jessica describes her Charlie's hair as curly, frizzy brown, light brown hair, like shorter length hair.
Frizzy.
Slight frizziness, but she has curly hair. By the way, she has curly hair. She put the mirror.
Like every depiction of her ever.
No, every depiction of her ever is straight hair.
Yeah, that's why I said unlike.
Oh, I thought you said like.
No, unlike.
Unlike. She turned the car back on and searched for a radio station, hoping music would bring her back fully to reality. She flipped through station to station, not really hearing what any of them were playing, and finally settled on an AM broadcast with the host that seemed to be yelling incandescently at his audience. She had no idea what he was talking about. Mood. But the brash and annoying sound was enough to draw her back to the present. The car clock was always wrong, so she checked her watch. She has a watch!
She has a watch.
Yep. It was almost time to meet her friends.
It can't be a fast watch. It tells the time. And everyone knows fast watches don't do that.
It was almost time to meet her friends at dinner that they had chosen near the center of town. Charlie pulled back on the road and drove, letting the sound of the angry tacos soothe her mind. When she reached the restaurant, Charlie pulled into the lot and stopped, but did not park. The front of the diner had a long picture window across it. I got this right.
Yay.
And she could see right inside. Though she had not seen them for years, it took her only a moment to spot her friends through the glass. Jessica was easiest to pick out from the crowd. She had always enclosed pictures with her letters, and right now she looked exactly like her last photo. Even seated, she was clearly taller than the other boys. Either of the boys. Damn, she tall. And very thin.
Eleanor?
No! I was gonna say gay, but okay. I was gonna say Charlie's gay for her. Though Charlie had not seen her whole outfit, she was wearing a loose white shirt with an embroidered vest. And she had a trimmed hat perched on her glossy shoulder-length brown hair. She has brown hair. Shoulder-length brown hair. Get it right, artists. With an enormous flower threatening to tip over her hat. Hat off her head.
Can't read.
Exactly. She was gesturing excitedly about something as she spoke. The two boys sitting next to her, to each other, facing her. Carlton looked like an older version of his redhead. She has red hair.
Yeah.
Charlie himself. He still had a bit of a baby face, but his features had refined. His hair is carefully trousled and held in place with some alchemical hair product. What way to put that, authors?
Yeah, alchemical. Bro's like conjuring iron into his head.
He
And
was
with this cell, my hair will be perfect.
almost pretty for a boy.
Almost pretty is wild.
Almost pretty.
Almost pretty.
Not quite though.
Yeah, I'm not quite there, but like, you know.
He has attempts. And he wore a black workout shirt. Though she doubted he'd even work out a day of his life. He slouched forward on the table, resting his hand on his chin. Or, resting his chin on his hands. Beside him, John sat closest to the window. John had been the kind of child who got his hands dirty before work. Or before he even went outside. There had been paint on his shirt before the teacher handed out the watercolors, and grass stains on his knees before he even came near to the playground. My God! And the dirt under his fingernails, just as he had washed his hands. Charlie knew it was him before, because it had to be, but he looked completely different. The grubbiness of his childhood was replaced by something crisp, clean. He was wearing a neatly pressed, light green button-down shirt. Okay, I need to change this. Light green button-down shirt. Keep that in mind, light green. The sleeves rolled up. Okay, got that right. Collar was open, preventing him from looking too uptight. He was leaning back confidently in the booth, nodding enthusiastically, apparently absorbed with whatever Jessica was saying. The only concession to his former self had been his hair, sticking up all over his head. And he had 5 o'clock shadow, and I need to update Sprite to include a 5 o'clock shadow. And a smug adult version of his of the dirt that he was always covered as a kid. Charlie smiled to herself. Char is something like a childhood crush. Not for long! Before either of them really understood what that meant. He gave her cookies from his Transformers lunchbox. Transformers! What?
Oh, Transformers is a thing. I was gonna say, like, he's the one. He gets your food, he's the one. Marry him.
He gave her his cookies. And once in kindergarten, he took the blame for when he broke black jars of beads from arts and crafts. She remembered that moment when it slipped from her hands. She watched it fall. She could not have moved fast enough to catch it, but she would not have tried. She wanted to see it break. The glass hit the wood floor and scattered into 1,000 pieces. The beads scattered into many colors. Many colored amongst the
chaos.
Charlie is a chaos activist. I'm getting the feeling.
Yeah, I mean, we love a little chaos, though.
True. She
She's
thought it was
"I want
beautiful.
to get a break."
Although
Oh, she just likes the rainbows. She's gay.
this is it. She thought it was beautiful, and then she started to cry. John had a note sent home to his parents, and when she told him thank you, he winked at her with a bit of irony beyond his years, and just simply said, "For what?" After that, John was allowed to come to her room. She let him play with Stanley and Theodore, watching anxiously as the first time he learned to press the buttons and make them move. She would be crushed if he didn't like them, knowing instinctively that would make her think less of him. God damn, Charlie's... Damn.
You don't like my dinosaur toy? I don't like you anymore. How's that feel?
They were her family, but Sean was fascinated as soon as he saw them. He loved the mechanical toys, so she loved him. For now.
Aww.
2 years later, beyond the tree for the workshop, she almost let him kiss her. Then it happened, and everything ended, at least for Charlie. Charlie shook herself.
I blame Michael.
I don't know if that's Michael or not. It's never really elaborated upon.
I mean, like, it in italics every time prior to that was talking about,
Michael, but
seemingly talking about Michael's death.
it's interesting that this is in conjunction with 2 years later behind the tree, her father works up, she almost let her kiss him. And then it happened. Like this seems like these things coincide with each other.
It's true. Could that be like
Henry's death?
Henry dying?
Maybe.
That would be my immediate thought process.
But these would be like falling next to each other. Almost like maybe Henry did something. It's like, I don't know. Charlie shook herself, forcing her mind back into the present. Looking again at Jessica's polished appearance, she glanced down at herself. Purple t-shirt, denim jacket, black jeans, and combat boots. Can I just say how comfy this sounds and is? Having cosplay Charlie, this shit's comfy. Don't diss it.
Sounds like it. It sounds comfy.
It really is comfy. I like it. She has a vibe. It had felt like a good choice this morning, but now she wished she had chosen something else. This is all you ever This is all you ever wear, she reminded herself. She parked and locked the car door behind her. Oh, yeah.
Almost as if it's, I don't know, like, made to be your outfit.
But she does change her outfit later on in the book.
Yeah.
She reminded herself, okay, she parked the car, locked the car behind her. Even though people in Hurricane don't usually lock their cars. Who written this sentence? Who written this sentence? Which author was it? Scott or Kira? First off, dumb. Everyone locks their cars. No matter what time period. Yeah, lock your cars, people. Then she went into the diner to meet her friends. At first, and the first time for 10 years. The warmth, the noise, the light of the restaurant hit her like a wave as she entered. In a wave as she entered. For a moment, she was overwhelmed. But Jessica saw her pause at the doorway and shouted her name. Charlie smiled and went over. Hi. Ooh, hold on. I can do this. I can do an awkward hi. Hold on one second. Hi. Now that sounded like text to speech. Shit. Hi. Hi.
My name is Siri.
Google, remove Charlie's balls. Hi, she said awkwardly. Eyes flickering, just the monopoly making contact. Jessica scooted over on the red vinyl bench and patted the seat beside her. Here, sit. She said, I was just telling John about my glamorous life. She rolled her eyes as she said it, managing to convey both self-depreciation and the sense that her life is truly something exciting. Did you know that? Oh God! Did you know that Jessica lives in New York? Carlton said.
I hate New York.
I hate New York.
I hate New York.
Carlton said. There's something careful about the way he spoke. Oh. Let me rewind. Did you know Jessica lives in New York? Like, he was thinking about his words before he formed them. John was silent, but he smiled at Charlie anxiously. Jessica rolled her eyes again. With a flash of deja vu, Charlie suddenly recalled that this had been a habit even when they were children. 8 million people live in New York, Carlton. It's not that exactly an achievement. Oh, it's achievement modern day! Come on, housing crisis, come on now. You honestly think people can afford living in New York? Anyways,
Probably not.
Jessica said,
I don't
Carlton
think
shrugged. I'd never been anywhere. He said, I don't know. I didn't know you still live in town. Hold on, I can read this. I didn't know you lived in town, Charlie said. Where else am I going to live? My family has been here since 1896.
Earliest date in the timeline.
Edwin?
Edwin Sr. moved in 1896, confirmed.
Yes. He added, deepening his voice to mimic his father. Is that true? Charlie asked. I don't know. Charlie
Wait a
said,
second. What word did it use to talk about his father?
mimic? Oh god, his father made the mimic.
FNAF fans when they see the word mimic.
I don't know, Carlton said. In his own voice. Said in his own register. Could be. Dad ran mayor for 2 years ago. Ran for mayor 2 years ago. There we go. I mean, he lost, but still, who runs for mayor? He made a face. He made a face. Oh, he made a face. I swear, the day I turn 18, I'm out of here. Where will you go to? John asked, looking seriously at Carlton. Carlton's eyes met him. Just as serious for a moment. Abruptly, then broke away and put into the window, closing one eye and aiming as if to get his aim true. John raised an eyebrow and looked out the window, trying to follow the line. Carlton was going. Charlie looked too. Carlton wasn't putting out anything. John opened his mouth to say something, and he go. John opened his mouth to say something, but Carlton interrupted. Or, he said, as he smoothly pointed to the opposite direction. Okay. Just the best remark ever. Okay. Oh, what? John's Rousey now? John scratched his head, looking slightly embarrassed. Anywhere, right? He added with a laugh. Where is everyone? Charlie asked, peering out the window, searching for a parking lot for new arrivals. Tomorrow, John said. They're coming tomorrow morning. Jessica jumped in to clarify. Marla's bringing her little brother. Can you believe it? Jason? Jason? Charlie smiled. She remembered Jason like a little bundle of blankets and a tiny red face peeking out. I mean, who wants a baby around? Jessica adjusted her hat primly. I'm pretty sure he's not a baby anymore, Charlie said, stifling a laugh. Practically a baby, Jessica said. Anyways, I booked us a room at the motel down by the highway. It was all I could find. The boys were staying with Carlton. Okay, Charlie said. Oh, it's time. The poop shitters have arrived. She vaguely impressed by Jessica's organization, but she wasn't happy about the plan. She was loath to share. Is that a typo in the actual book? She was loath. Is that? I think that's supposed to say she was loathing.
Yeah. Unless loath means something different.
She was loath. That is an improper sentence. to loathe something.
Unwilling, I guess.
I think it's supposed to be loathing.
So there's two words that are loathe, both pronounced the same way. It's just one has an E on the end and one doesn't. English, am I right?
Goddamn.
So that one just means unwilling.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Like,
Okay, you skip by this time, Kiri, Brisley, and Scott.
I'm watching you.
I watched. Who now seemed like a stranger. Jessica had become the kind of girl who intimidated her, polished and immaculate, thinking though she had everything in her life figured out. For a moment, Charlie considered going back to her old house for the night, but she thought of, I can't concentrate with this music. Okay,
As soon as she thought it.
the idea repelled her. The house at night was no longer a providence of living. Don't be dramatic, she scolded herself. Goddamn, the music when I said don't be dramatic, she scolded herself.
Don't be so dramatic.
But now John was speaking. His way of communicating his tension with his voice. Probably because he spoke less often than everyone else. He spent most of the time listening, but not out of retinence. Is that how I pronounce that? Retinence?
Reticence.
Reticence. Okay.
Which means the quality of being reticent. Thank you. Very helpful. Not revealing one's thoughts or feelings readily.
Okay. He was gathering information, speaking only when he had the wisdom or sarcasm to dispense. Often it was both at once. So, does anyone know what's happening tomorrow? They were all silent for a moment. The waitress took the opportunity to come over to take the order. Charlie flipped through the menu, with her eyes not really focusing on the words. Her order soon became much richer. She pressed eggs, she said. I know this feeling. I know this feeling, Charlie. Ooh. This is such a mood. Charlie, you're so relatable. Where you get so caught off guard, right?
Yeah.
And then you're like you're at like a dinner, and then you're like, the waitress comes by and it's like, what do you want to eat? And you're like, swiftly goes through the menus. And then it's just like, and then you're like, say like one word.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, yeah, just tack anything on the end. I feel this was the epitome of my soul. She added. The woman went away. Charlie looked down back at the menu. She hated this about herself. When she was caught off guard, she seemed to always lose all ability to act and process what was going on around her. People were incomprehensible. Their demands alien. This is such a mood! People were incomprehensible. Their demands alien. Ordinary shouldn't be that hard, she thought. God damn.
It's so relatable.
It is relatable.
You pick. I don't care.
Yes.
Eating literal garbage bags. Just don't make me pick food.
Yes. This began their conversation again. She turned their attention towards them. She felt like she boomed. What do we say to his parents? Jessica was saying. Carlton, do you ever see them? Charlie asked. Not really, he said. Around, I guess, sometimes. I'm surprised they stayed in Hurricane. Jessica said with a note of worthy disapproval in her voice. Charlie said nothing, but she thought, how could they not? His body had never been found. Almost like
Found it.
a lost boy. This is Deltarune's lost girl.
It's almost like his body was Pope Vanessa stuffed somewhere they would never be found.
Yep. How could they not have secretly hoped that they might come home? He might come home. No matter how impossible they knew it was. How could they leave home, the only home Michael knew? It could mean only really giving up on him. Maybe that was what the scholarship was. An admiration of him never coming home. Damn, Charlie. Charlie was acutely aware that they were in a public place. We're talking about Michael felt appropriate. They were in a sense both insiders and outsiders. They had been closer to Michael and probably anyone else in this restaurant, but but not again the poop shedders.
But with the exception of Carlton.
Of Carlton, they were no longer from Hurricane. They did not belong. She felt the tears falling on her paper placement before she felt them. So she can cry.
Okay. So either that's just retcon, or
Yeah, either that's just retconned, or Charlie quite literally ran out of tears to cry.
dang, Henry couldn't refill her fluid ducts in her sleep.
And she hurried to wipe her eyes, looking down, hoping no one noticed. When she looked up, John appeared to be studying his silverware, but she knew he had seen. She was careful from not trying to offer comfort. John, do you still write? Charlie asked. John declared himself an author when they were 6, having learned to read and write when he was 4, a year ahead of the rest of them. At the age of 7, he completed his first novel and pressed it poorly. His poorly pressed, insecurably illustrated, inscrutably illustrated creation on his friends and fans demanding reviews. Charlie remembered that she had given him only 2 stars. John laughed at the question. I actually do my E's the right way these days, she said. I can't believe you actually remember that, but I do actually, yeah. He stopped and carefully wanting to say more. What do you write? Carlton obliged. John looked down at his placemat. Speaking mostly...
Fan fiction.
Oh God. Speaking mostly to the table. Short stories mostly. She's into fan fiction.
I don't know if you've ever heard
Oh, God.
of Bear Frights.
That's
I
very
wrote
fights. Mostly, I actually had one push that year. I mean, it was just in a magazine, nothing big. Dad made a suitable noise for being impressed and looked up in embarrassment, but pleased. So, what's your story about? Charlie asked. Sean hesitated, but before he could speak or decide not to, the waitress returned with their food. They had ordered from the breakfast menu. They had all coffee, eggs, bacon, blueberry pancakes for Carlton. The bright-colored food looked hopeful. First start of the day. Charlie looked at a bite, took a bite of her toast, and they all ate silently for a moment. Charlie can eat!
You can do everything.
I can do anything! Something Jevil.
Really the greatest writer on earth. Oh,
Yeah. I can do anything. Hey, Carlton. Sean said something. Whatever happened to Freddy's anyway? There was a brief hush. Carlton looked nervously at Charlie. Jessica stared up at the ceiling. John flushed red. Charlie spoke hastily. It's okay, Charlton. I'd like to... Hold on. It's okay, Carlton. I'd like to know too. Carlton shrugged, stabbing his pancakes nervously with a fork. They built over it. What did they build? Almost like...
Almost like security breach.
Is there something else there now? Or was it built over and just torn down? John asked. Carlton shrugged again, quick and like a nervous tick. Like I said, I don't know. It's too far back in the road to see. Haven't exactly investigated. It might have been leased to somebody, but I don't know if what they did. It's all been blocked off for years, under construction. You can't tell if the building is still there. So it could still be there, Jessica said with a spark of excitement breaking through. Like I said, I don't know, Carlton answered. Charlie felt dinner's fluorescent lights glaring down on her face, suddenly too bright. She felt exposed. She had barely eaten, but she had found herself rising from the booth and pulling a few comfort bills from her pocket, dropping them on the table. She has money! Charlie Bot has money!
Anything.
I'm going outside for... That's unrealistic. You pay with card here. Imagine if that's what happened. Like, it's the turn of the century. Credit cards are becoming more common. Charlie doesn't have a credit card.
Charlie's like, I don't know where all this money keeps like generating in my pockets from, but I don't have any credit cards.
Yeah. I'm going outside for a minute, she said. Smoke break. She added hastily, you don't smoke. She chilled to herself for a clumsy lie. She made her way out the door, jostling past a family of four. Family of four? Edwin? No, wait. Afton family?
What happened to the other one?
I don't know. Four people. William. Redacted. Michael. Elizabeth. 4.
Yeah, no wife.
No wife. The wife is redacted. Without saying excuse me, and stepped out into the cool evening. She walked to her car and sat on the hood, the metal denting slightly under her weight.
Almost as if she's a heavy metallic character.
She took in breath on the cool air as she were of her water, and she closed her eyes. You knew it would come up. You knew you would have to talk about it, she reminded herself. She practiced on the drive there and forced herself to think back to happy memories and smiled and say, remember when? Thought it was prepared for this, but of course, she had been wrong. Why else should she have run out the restaurant? Why else would she have run out of the restaurant like a child? Charlie? She opened her eyes and saw John standing next to the car, holding out her jacket in front of her. In front of him, like an offering. You forgot your jacket. He said. She made herself smile at him. Thanks, she said. She took it over and draped it over her shoulders, and then slid over on Code's hood for him to sit. Sorry about that. Sorry about that, she said. In the dim lights of the parking lot, she could still see him blush to the ears. She joined her on the car's hood, leaving deliberate space between them. I haven't learned to think before I talk. Sorry. Oh wait, that was John, not John. John watched the sky as the plane passed overhead. Charlie smiled, this time unforced. Who's saying this? Alright, just Charlie. It's okay, I knew it's going to come up. It had to. It sounds stupid, but I never think about it. I don't let myself. No one knows what happened except for my aunt. And we never talk about it. Then I came here, and suddenly it's everywhere. I'm just surprised, that's all. Uh-oh. John pointed. Charlie saw Jessica and Carlton hesitating at the doorway at the door. She waved. She waved them over, and they came. Remember that time at Freddy's when the merry-go-round got stuck and Marla and that mean kid bully Billy had kept riding until your parents plucked them off? Charlie said. John laughed and the sun made her smile. Their faces were bright red like crying babies. She covered her face, guilty of that it was so funny to her. There was a brief surprised silence, then Carly said, laughing. And then Marla puked all over him. Sweet justice. Sweet justice, Charlie said. Actually, I think it was nachos, John added. Jessica wrinkled her nose. So gross. I never wrote it again after that. Oh, come on, Jessica. They cleaned it. Carlton. I'm pretty sure the kids puked all over that place. Those wet first signs weren't there for nothing, right, Charlie? Don't look at me, she said. I never puked.
Almost as if she can't.
We used to spend so much time there. Privileges of knowing the owner's daughter, Jessica said, looking at Charlie with mock accusation. I couldn't help who my dad was, Charlie said, laughing. Jessica looked thoughtful for a moment before she continued. I mean, how else could you how can you have a better childhood than spending time with free friends pizza? I don't know. I think the music got to me over the years. He hummed a few bars of a familiar song. Charlie tipped her head to it, recalling the tune. I love those animals so much, Jessica said suddenly. What was the proper... What are the proper terms for them? Animals? Robots? Mascots? I think, though they're all accurate. Charlie leaned back. Well, anyway... I used to go talk to the bunny. What was his name? Bonnie. Charlie said. Yeah.
My favorite yellow rabbit. You know, it's the bear.
I used to complain about him to my parents. I thought that he had an understanding look about him. Carlton laughed. Animatronic therapy. Recommended by 6 out of 10 crazy people. Shut up, Jessica retorted. I knew he wasn't real. I just liked talking to him. Charlie smiled a little. I remember that, she said. Jessica, in her prim little dresses, her brown hair in 2 tight braids, like a little kid out of an old book, walking up to the stage when the show was over, whispering earnestly to the life-size animatronic rabbit. If anyone came over beside her, she would immediately be silent and still, wait for them to go away. Then resume her one-sided conversations. Charlie never talked to the animals at our father's restaurant, or felt close to them because, like some kids did, too. Though she liked them, they belonged to the public. She had her own toys, her mechanical friends waiting for her belonged to her. I liked Freddy, John said. He always seems most relatable. You know, there's a lot of things about my childhood I just can't remember at all, Carlton said. I swear I can close my eyes, I can see every last detail of that place. The gum I used to stick under the tables. Gum? Yeah, right, those were boogers. Jessica took a tiny step away from Carlton. He grinned. I was 7, what do you want? Oh, you picked on me back then. Remember when Myla wrote, Carlton smelled like feet on the wall outside? You did smell like feet. Jessica laughed with a sudden outburst. Carlton shrugged, unperturbed. I used to try to hide when it was time to go home. When I was stuck in there overnight, I could have the whole place to myself. Yeah, and you always kept everyone waiting, said John. And you always had on the same table, Charlie spoke slowly. And when she did, everyone turned to her as if waiting for something. Sometimes I remember as though they had been waiting. Sometimes I feel like I can remember every inch of it, like Carlton, she said. But sometimes it's like I hardly remember it all at all. It's all in pieces. Like I remember the carousel, the time it got stuck. I remember drawing on the placemats. I remember the little things like eating greasy pizza, hugging Freddy in the summer, in his yellow fur, getting stuck all over my clothes. But a lot of it's pictures.
Yo.
A lot of it's like pictures.
Like pictures, you say?
Like pictures, you say.
I wonder why that could be.
Like it happened to someone else. They were-
Pictures, almost as if it was pictures.
They were all looking at her oddly. Freddy was brown, right? Jessica looked at the others for confirmation. I guess you really don't remember it that well after all. Carlton teased Charlie, and she laughed briefly. Right, I meant brown. She said brown. Freddy was brown. Of course he was. You can see him in her mind now. But somewhere in the depths of her recall, there was a flash of something else. Carlton launched into another story. Charlie tried to turn her attention to him, but there was something disturbing, worrisome, about that lapse of memory. It was 10 years ago. It's not like she had got dementia at 17. She told herself, but it was such a basic detail to have misremembered. Out of the corner of her eye, she caught John looking at her. A pensive expression on his face, as though she had said something important. You really don't know what happened to it? She asked Carlton, with more urgency to reverse than she intended. He stopped in surprise. Sorry, she said. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. That's okay, he said. Yeah, no, I really don't know what happened. How can you not know? You live here. Charlie, come on, John said. It's not like I hang around that part of town. Things are different. The town's grown, Carlton said mildly, seeming unruffled by her outburst. And I honestly don't know for reasons to go around there, you know. Why would I? There isn't reason. Not anymore. We can go there, John said suddenly, and Charlie's heart skipped. Carlton looked nervously at Charlie. What? Seriously, it's a mess. I don't... On. What? Seriously? It's a mess. I don't know if you can even get to it. Charlie found herself nodding. She felt as though she had been spending her whole day weighed down by memory, seeing everything through a filter for years. Now she felt alert, her mind fully present, and she wanted to go. Let's do it, she said. Even if there's nothing there, I want to see. They all were silent. Suddenly John smiled with a reckless confidence. Yeah, let's do it. That took longer than I expected. How long was that to read?
That was
Almost 2 hours! Holy
We
shit!
had a few detours. To be fair,
Wait, what?
we had a few detours. To be fair,
That's true, but that should not have taken 2 hours. Oh my god. Editing this down would be abysmal. Okay, I think, yeah, we're good.
all right,
Then I'm gonna end this off here.
alrighty.
Alright.